The ability to rise from a chair without using your hands is a strong predictor of overall mobility and fall risk, making this exercise crucial for long-term independence. The movement pattern trains the coordination between your leg muscles, core muscles, and balance systems that are required for this fundamental activity. Beginning in your chair with your feet flat on the floor and positioned slightly behind your knees, you cross your arms over your chest to eliminate the temptation to push off with your hands. The movement begins by leaning slightly forward and shifting your weight over your feet, then using your leg and core muscles to rise to standing. The key is to move slowly and with control, avoiding the momentum-driven movements that can mask weakness and reduce the training effect. Studies show that individuals who can perform sit-to-stand transitions without hand support have significantly lower fall risk and better overall mobility compared to those who require hand assistance. When performed consistently, this exercise can improve leg strength by up to 25% within 6 weeks, with corresponding improvements in walking speed and balance confidence. The progression for this exercise begins with using your hands on the chair arms for minimal assistance, gradually reducing the amount of help until you can stand without hand support. Some individuals may initially need to place their hands on their thighs for a gentle push, and this is an acceptable modification while building strength. The number of repetitions can start as low as 3 to 5 and gradually increase to 10 as your strength improves. For those with knee problems or significant weakness, the exercise can be modified by using a higher chair or placing cushions on the seat to reduce the distance of the movement. Even small improvements in sit-to-stand ability translate to better functional mobility and increased confidence in daily activities. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you are finding these movements helpful, because we have much more valuable content coming that can support your journey toward better balance and mobility. Now let me continue with the remaining movements that complete your 10-minute daily routine. The 7th movement addresses dynamic balance through controlled walking in place, which helps retrain the complex coordination required for safe walking while providing the security of staying in one location. This exercise challenges your balance systems while maintaining the familiar movement pattern of walking, making it an excellent bridge between static balance exercises and functional mobility. Standing behind your chair with your hands lightly touching the back for support, you begin by lifting one knee as if you were taking a step, then placing that foot back down in its original position. You alternate legs in a rhythmic pattern that mimics normal walking, focusing on control and balance rather than speed. The movement should be deliberate and controlled, with each step being a conscious decision rather than an automatic movement. Research from the American Geriatric Society demonstrates that stationary walking exercises can improve walking speed and balance confidence, while reducing fall risk by up to 30%. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to practice the complex coordination of walking while eliminating the variables of moving through space, allowing you to focus entirely on the movement mechanics and balance control. The progression for this exercise involves gradually reducing your dependence on the chair for support, eventually progressing to light finger touch or even arms at your sides for advanced practitioners. Some individuals may initially find that they lose their rhythm or feel unsteady, and these responses indicate areas where the nervous system needs retraining. With consistent practice, the movement becomes smoother and more automatic. Modifications include performing smaller knee lifts or maintaining more contact with the chair for support. For individuals with significant balance concerns, the exercise can be performed while seated, lifting each foot alternately while maintaining the marching rhythm. Even the seated version provides valuable motor training and helps maintain the neural pathways associated with walking. The 8th movement introduces heel-to-toe stepping, which specifically targets the balance challenges associated with walking on narrow surfaces or navigating tight spaces. This movement pattern trains the precise foot placement and balance control required for activities like walking down hallways or navigating around furniture in your home. Using your chair or a wall for support, you practice placing one foot directly in front of the other in a straight line, as if you were walking on a tightrope. The key is maintaining your balance while achieving precise foot placement, which requires coordination between your visual system, proprioceptors, and motor control. You take 3 to 5 steps forward, then turn around and return to your starting position. Studies indicate that heel-to-toe walking exercises can improve dynamic balance by 40% and reduce the risk of falls during turning and narrow space navigation. The exercise challenges multiple balance systems simultaneously while training the precise motor control required for safe navigation in confined spaces. Many people initially find this movement quite challenging, which is completely normal and indicates that the exercise is appropriately challenging your balance systems. Some individuals may need to start by simply standing in the heel-to-toe position without walking, holding the position for a few seconds before stepping apart and trying again. Progressions include performing the movement with reduced support, eventually walking heel to toe without any support for advanced practitioners. For those with significant balance limitations, the exercise can be modified by placing the front foot slightly to the side rather than directly in line, creating a wider base of support while still challenging balance control. The ninth movement addresses rotational balance through controlled upper body turns while maintaining lower body stability. This movement pattern is essential for activities like looking over your shoulder while walking or reaching for items behind you, and it trains the ability to separate upper and lower body movements for better balance control. Standing behind your chair with your hands resting lightly on the back, you slowly turn your head and shoulders to the right as if you were looking behind you while keeping your hips and feet facing forward. You hold this position for 3 seconds before returning to center and repeating to the left side. The movement should be slow and controlled, stopping at any point where you feel unstable. Seniors over 65. 10-minute daily movements that rebuild balance and mobility. You know that feeling when you reach for something on a high shelf and suddenly feel unsteady, gripping the counter for support, while your heart races with the fear of falling? Maybe it happened while getting out of bed this morning. That split second of dizziness that made you pause and wonder if your body is betraying you. Perhaps you have noticed how your confidence wavers when walking on uneven surfaces, or how you now think twice before stepping into the shower without holding on to something solid. These moments of uncertainty are not just random occurrences. They are your body sending you signals that your balance and mobility systems need attention. And the frustration you feel is completely valid, because maintaining your independence matters more than anything else at this stage of life. The traditional advice you have probably heard focuses on expensive gym memberships, complicated exercise equipment, or physical therapy sessions that require appointments and transportation. But what if the solution was simpler than you imagined? What if rebuilding your balance and mobility could happen in the comfort of your own home using nothing more than a chair and 10 minutes of your day? The truth is that your nervous system, the intricate network that controls balance and coordination, responds remarkably well to specific movements that can be performed safely and effectively without leaving your living room. When you implement these targeted movements consistently, something remarkable begins to happen in your body. Your proprioceptors, the tiny sensors in your muscles and joints that tell your brain where you are in space, start to wake up and communicate more clearly. Your core muscles, which may have weakened over time, begin to remember their job of keeping you stable and upright. Your confidence grows with each passing day as you notice yourself moving with more certainty, reaching for items without that nagging worry, and navigating your home with the assurance you once took for granted. Before we dive into these life-changing movements, I want you to take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel, because the information I am about to share with you has the potential to dramatically improve your quality of life. Also, make sure to check the first link below the video to discover a product that can help accelerate your balance and mobility improvements by up to 2 times faster than these exercises alone. Now let me show you exactly how these 10-minute daily movements can restore the confidence and independence you deserve. The first movement we need to address is seated leg extensions, which might seem simple, but targets the quadriceps muscles that are crucial for standing up from chairs and maintaining knee stability during walking. When you sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor, you create a stable base that allows you to focus entirely on the controlled movement of extending one leg at a time. The key is not speed, but deliberate control, holding the extended position for 3 seconds before slowly lowering your foot back to the ground. This movement activates the muscle memory pathways that your brain uses to coordinate walking and standing, essentially rewiring the connections that may have become less efficient over time. Research from the American Physical Therapy Association shows that targeted quadriceps strengthening can improve walking speed by up to 30% in adults over 65, which translates directly into better balance during daily activities. When you perform 12 repetitions on each leg, you are delivering the optimal stimulus to encourage muscle adaptation without causing fatigue that could compromise your form. The beauty of this exercise lies in its simplicity and safety. You can perform it while watching television or listening to music, making it easy to incorporate into your existing routine. Many people ask whether they should feel any discomfort during this movement, and the answer is that you should feel muscular effort but never pain in your joints. If you experience knee discomfort, you can modify the movement by extending your leg only halfway, gradually increasing the range of motion as your strength improves. For individuals with limited mobility, even small movements count, and partial leg extensions still provide significant benefits for maintaining muscle tone and joint mobility. The second essential movement focuses on ankle circles, which address one of the most overlooked aspects of balance and mobility. Your ankles contain an incredible network of proprioceptors that constantly send information to your brain about your body's position and movement, but when these joints become stiff from lack of use, this communication system breaks down. By performing slow, controlled circles with each foot, you are essentially tuning up this crucial sensory system while improving the flexibility and strength of the muscles that control your ankles. Scientific studies have demonstrated that ankle flexibility directly correlates with fall risk in older adults, with improved ankle mobility reducing the likelihood of stumbles and trips by up to 40%. When you sit comfortably and lift one foot slightly off the ground, making 10 circles in each direction with each foot, you are engaging the complex system of muscles, tendons, and ligaments that work together to keep you stable during walking and standing. The movement should be smooth and deliberate, as if you were drawing perfect circles in the air with your toes. People often wonder about the optimal speed for these movements, and the key is to move slowly enough that you maintain complete control throughout the entire range of motion. If you find that your circles are wobbly or uneven, this actually provides valuable information about areas where your ankle mobility needs improvement. Some individuals may notice that one ankle feels stiffer than the other, which is completely normal and will improve with consistent practice. Now I want to pause for a moment and ask you something important. Do you ever feel like nobody truly understands what it is like to navigate the daily challenges of maintaining your independence as you age? Sometimes it feels like the world moves too fast, and the advice people give does not really address the specific concerns you face every day. I want you to know that this community understands exactly what you are going through, and your experiences matter. If this resonates with you, please take a moment to comment below and simply write, "I am ready to rebuild my confidence." This simple action does two important things for you. First, it helps the algorithm show this video to other people who need this information, creating a larger support network of individuals on similar journeys. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it serves as a personal commitment to yourself, a declaration that you are taking positive steps toward better health and independence. The act of commenting actually creates a psychological investment that makes you more likely to follow through with the movements I am sharing with you. The third movement introduces supported standing balance, which bridges the gap between seated exercises and functional mobility. Using a sturdy chair or countertop for support, you practice shifting your weight from one foot to the other while maintaining contact with your support surface. This movement pattern directly translates to the weight shifting that occurs during normal walking and helps retrain your balance systems to respond appropriately to changes in your center of gravity. When you stand behind your chair with both hands lightly resting on the back, you create a safety net that allows you to challenge your balance without fear of falling. The movement begins by shifting your weight onto your right foot while lifting your left foot slightly off the ground, holding this position for 5 seconds before returning both feet to the floor. You then repeat the process on the opposite side, creating a rhythmic pattern that mimics the natural weight transfer of walking. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity indicates that practicing single-leg stance exercises can improve overall balance confidence by 60% within just 4 weeks of consistent practice. The key factor is progression, starting with very brief holds of 2 to 3 seconds and gradually building up to 10-second holds as your stability improves. Some individuals may initially only be able to lift their foot a fraction of an inch off the ground, and that is perfectly acceptable as a starting point. For those who feel particularly unsteady, you can modify this exercise by simply shifting your weight from foot to foot without actually lifting either foot off the ground. The weight shifting alone provides valuable balance training and helps prepare your system for the progression to single-leg stance. If you have concerns about your balance, consider having someone nearby during your first few attempts, though most people find that the chair support provides adequate security. The fourth movement addresses core activation through modified seated marches, which specifically target the deep abdominal muscles that serve as your body's internal corset. When these muscles are weak, your spine lacks the stability needed for confident movement, and simple activities like reaching or bending can feel uncertain and risky. The seated marching movement activates these muscles in a safe, controlled manner while simultaneously improving the coordination between your core and leg muscles. Sitting tall in your chair with your hands resting lightly on your thighs, you begin by slowly lifting one knee a few inches off the chair while maintaining an upright posture. The emphasis is on keeping your back straight and engaging your abdominal muscles to prevent your torso from tilting or rotating during the movement. You hold this position for 3 seconds before slowly lowering your foot back to the ground and repeating with the opposite leg. Studies from the International Journal of Physical Therapy demonstrate that core strengthening exercises can reduce lower back pain by up to 50% in older adults while simultaneously improving balance and mobility scores. The beauty of the seated march lies in its ability to target multiple muscle groups while maintaining the safety of a seated position. When performed correctly, you should feel gentle activation in your abdominal muscles and perhaps some effort in the hip flexors that lift your leg. Many people ask about breathing during this exercise, and the recommendation is to breathe normally rather than holding your breath. Some individuals tend to hold their breath when concentrating on new movements, but this can actually reduce the effectiveness of the exercise and cause unnecessary tension. If you find yourself getting lightheaded or feeling strain, you are likely holding your breath or lifting your leg too high. The progression for this exercise involves gradually increasing the height of your knee lift and the duration of the hold, working toward 10 repetitions on each side with 5-second holds. For individuals with hip replacement or other joint concerns, the movement can be modified by performing smaller lifts or even just pressing down with your hands while attempting to lift your knees against the resistance. The fifth movement introduces controlled reaching patterns that challenge your balance while improving functional mobility for daily activities. Using your chair for support, you practice reaching in different directions while maintaining your balance and returning to center in a controlled manner. This movement pattern directly translates to activities like reaching for items on shelves, picking up objects from the floor, or reaching across your body during daily tasks. Standing behind your chair with both hands on the back for support, you begin by reaching one arm forward as if you were reaching for an object on a table. The key is to reach only as far as you can while maintaining your balance and keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground. You hold the reach for 3 seconds before slowly returning your arm to your side, then repeat with the opposite arm. Research indicates that practicing reaching exercises can improve functional mobility scores by 35% in older adults, with particular benefits for activities of daily living that require coordination and balance. The movement challenges your balance systems while training the coordination between your visual system, proprioceptors, and motor control, creating a comprehensive balance training effect. Progressive modifications include reaching to the side and eventually reaching diagonally across your body, but these progressions should only be attempted after mastering the forward reaching pattern. Some individuals may initially feel unsteady with even small reaching movements, and in these cases the exercise can be modified by keeping both hands on the chair while simply shifting your weight forward and backward. For those with shoulder limitations, the reaching movement can be performed with smaller range of motion or even just the intention to reach while keeping the arm closer to the body. The balance challenge still occurs even with modified movements, and the nervous system benefits from the attempted coordination regardless of the actual range of motion achieved. The sixth movement focuses on controlled sit-to-stand transitions, which represent one of the most important functional movements for maintaining independence. Research shows that rotational balance exercises can improve fall prevention by up to 25%, particularly for falls that occur during turning movements. The exercise trains the vestibular system, which is responsible for detecting head movements and maintaining balance during rotational activities. Some individuals may initially feel dizzy during rotational movements, which can indicate vestibular system dysfunction that improves with gentle, consistent practice. If dizziness occurs, the exercise should be performed with smaller ranges of motion and shorter hold times, gradually building up tolerance as the system adapts. Modifications include performing smaller turns or keeping more contact with the chair for support. For those with neck problems, the movement can be performed with only the eyes looking to the side without moving the head or shoulders, which still provides valuable vestibular and visual system training. The 10th and final movement combines multiple balance challenges through supported single leg stands with arm movements. This exercise integrates the balance training from previous movements while adding the complexity of arm movements that can disrupt balance if not properly controlled. Standing behind your chair with light finger touch support, you shift your weight onto one foot while lifting the opposite foot slightly off the ground. Once you feel stable in this position, you slowly raise both arms to shoulder height, hold for 3 seconds, then lower your arms while maintaining your single leg stance. You then return both feet to the ground and repeat on the opposite side. This combination movement represents the most challenging exercise in your 10-minute routine, integrating balance, strength, and coordination in a way that closely mimics the demands of daily activities. Research indicates that multi-component balance exercises like this one provide superior benefits compared to single-component exercises, with improvements in balance confidence lasting up to 6 months after completion of training programs. The progression for this exercise involves gradually increasing the duration of the single leg stand and the complexity of the arm movements. Advanced practitioners might eventually perform the exercise without any hand support, but this should only be attempted after mastering the supported version and ensuring that safety is maintained. For individuals who find the full movement too challenging, modifications include keeping both feet on the ground while performing the arm movements or maintaining the single leg stance without adding the arm component. Even partial versions of this exercise provide significant benefits and serve as stepping stones toward the full movement. As we conclude these 10 transformative movements, I want you to understand that consistency matters more than perfection. Your body responds to regular gentle challenges, and even small improvements compound over time to create significant changes in your balance and mobility. These exercises work because they address the multiple systems that control balance, from your muscles and joints to your nervous system and sensory organs. The beauty of this routine lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You do not need expensive equipment or gym memberships, just a sturdy chair and 10 minutes of your day. Many of my community members report feeling more confident in their daily activities within just 2 weeks of consistent practice, with continued improvements occurring for months as their systems adapt and strengthen. I know that taking steps toward better health can feel overwhelming, especially when you have tried other approaches that did not deliver the results you hoped for. This community exists because we understand exactly what you are going through, and we are committed to providing practical, evidence-based solutions that work in the real world. When you subscribe to our channel, you become part of a supportive network of individuals who share your goals and understand your challenges. If this video has provided you with valuable information that you plan to use, please take a moment to give it a like and subscribe to our channel, because your engagement helps us reach other people who need this information. Also, do not forget to check the first link below this video to learn about a product that can accelerate your balance and mobility improvements by up to 2 times faster than these exercises alone. Remember that your journey toward better balance and mobility is not a race. It is a process that deserves patience and respect. Every small step you take toward better health is an investment in your independence and quality of life. We are here to support you every step of the way, providing the guidance and encouragement you need to achieve the confidence and mobility you deserve. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is essential, and the confidence you build through these daily movements will radiate into every aspect of your life, allowing you to embrace each day with the certainty and joy that comes from feeling strong and capable in your own body.